The spirit of the season. Helen's paper flowers. Christmas of 1958 was not shaping up to be that much of a holiday in our house. I was 12 and the oldest of 7, and I could see things more clearly than my younger brothers and sisters. Dad had been laid off from the plant where he had worked just before Thanksgiving, and Mom was trying to stretch every last dollar. She did her best to hide her worry, but I knew. When supper plates held more potatoes than meat, a child notices. I wanted my brothers and sisters to have something, even just a small gift to unwrap, a reason to squeal, and a meal that felt like Christmas. But money was scarce, and I had none of my own. That's when the idea came. I remember the paper flowers our teacher had once shown us how to make in art class. Crepe paper twisted into roses, carnations cut and layered, daisies folded with yellow centers. They looked so real, you almost wanted to water them. What if I could make bunches of those flowers and sell them downtown? The city sidewalks would be crowded with holiday shoppers, people with jingling purses and full arms. Surely someone would spare a coin for a paper bloom. I started asking teachers for scraps before school let out. Crepe paper, construction paper, tissue, or anything else that I could use. They were happy to help. By the last day of classes, I had an armload of paper tucked into my satchel. But I couldn't do it alone, so I asked Donna. She was my best friend, the kind of friend who said yes before she could even hear the whole plan. She grinned, pushed her hair out of her eyes, and told me she would bring her scissors. That weekend, we sat at my kitchen table, surrounded by curls of paper and bits of ribbon. We folded and twisted, cut and layered, until our fingers were sticky with paste. We laughed at the lopsided ones and cheered when a rose looked just right. By evening, a wicker basket stood full of bouquets. They had some flaws, but in the basket they looked bright and full of promise. Saturday morning, we bundled up and carried the baskets downtown. The city was alive with Christmas. Store windows glowed with displays of trains and dolls. Street lamps were strung with garland, and the air smelled of roasted chestnuts from the corner cart. I felt my stomach twist as we found a spot near the busiest shop. What if people laughed? What if nobody bought our flowers? "Flowers for Christmas!" Donna yelled, her voice clear and brave. I added mine, softer. "Paper flowers, 10 cents each." For a moment, nothing. People hurried past, collars turned up, and arms loaded with parcels. Then a lady stopped, her cheeks red from the cold. She plucked out a daisy, smiled at us, and dropped a quarter in my hand. "Merry Christmas, girls." That first sale set off a chain reaction. Soon others followed. Some bought one bloom, while others bought a bouquet. A man in a heavy coat bought 2 and pressed a whole dollar into my palm. "For your effort," he said with a wink. Another woman handed us a quarter and told us to keep the flower, then wished us luck. Each coin clinked in the jar we carried, the sound sweeter than any carol. By late afternoon, the basket was empty. Donna and I ducked into the corner cafe and counted out our earnings. Our eyes widened as the pile grew. It was more than I had expected. On the way home, I told Donna I had decided not to buy toys or trinkets. Instead, I would get a turkey for Christmas dinner and candies for my brothers and sisters. Each one would have a special treat to enjoy, and we would sit down to a proper meal. Donna listened quietly, then pushed her share of the money towards me. "Your family needs it more than mine," she said. "Keep it." I shook my head, but she insisted, smiling in that way that told me there would be no changing her mind. True friends don't just stand beside you, they lift you up when you start to wobble. We stopped at the grocery store when I went home. I chose a plump, juicy turkey. It weighed solid in my arms, and I carried it to the till. I also picked up some candied necklaces, peppermint sticks, chocolate drops, and caramels. Enough for each of my 6 siblings to have their favorite. My mouth watered at the thought of turkey roasting, the smell filling our small kitchen. Once I got home, I called Mom and Dad into the kitchen. I set the turkey on the counter, pressed the bag of candy into Mom's hands, and laid the remaining bills on the table. "Merry Christmas," I said, my voice shaky but proud. Mom's eyes filled with tears, and Dad's mouth opened as if he couldn't quite form words. "Who gave us this?" he finally asked. "No one," I said. "Donna and I made flowers and sold them, and people bought them. All." The look on their faces told me everything. Shock, gratitude, and a kind of relief that weighed heavier than words. Mom hugged me tight, and Dad placed his hand on my shoulder, squeezing it once before clearing his throat. Christmas morning came, and each sibling unwrapped a small treat, their faces lighting up and giving loud squeals as if I had given them treasures. The turkey roasted in the oven, filling the house with warmth, and the enticing smells brought us all to the table early. We did not have piles of presents or stockings heavy with toys, but we had something better, each other. I can still see Donna's grin that day when we finished folding the last rose, and I can still hear my siblings' laughter as they bit into the sticky caramels. What I learned that Christmas was simple. It isn't the size of the gifts that matter, or the type of paper that it's wrapped in. It's the hands beside you when you were working hard, the voices that cheer you when you succeed, and the people gathered around your table when the meal is served. That is where the heart of Christmas lives. Merry Christmas from the Paawz house. See you tomorrow.